It's TeamChro2 versus TeamChro1. Oh, yellow does not show up there. What's the beginning of Season 6 going to be look like? Probably a lot of Junkrats. Probably a lot of people trying to play Junkrat and Orisa and whoever got the changes.
Every death comes honor. With honor, redemption. Nothing's gonna stop.
Let's just skip ahead.
Yeah,
Oh. Well, we know progress dies. So let's see what TeamChro does against TeamChro2.
I have a trap below us in case someone's trying to...
Cool. Just let us know if they trigger it.
So TeamChro1 is 3100, TeamChro2 is 26.
Nice.
Nice shot.
Focus the Zenyatta.
Alright, already I would say you're pushing.
Drop down. Drop down.
No.
That was a good shot.
Top.
You guys up top.
Got him.
Nice.
Good job. Alright, Moisey's over here.
Alright.
A
little more.
Now, as the Hanzo, or as a DPS character,
My shield is down.
the right flank is open to you when you want. You want to pop up there every now and then.
Okay.
Punish them for not controlling the high ground, but then come back down. So right now, I can already tell you this: TeamChro2 would be extremely weak to a flank on this side. All you have to do is walk over there, scatter shot, and get a pick, and that's it. Because they have the Pharah Mercy up here. They're somewhere up here, and then the rest are right here. So the right flank is extremely open.
Let's drop this 76 and start forward. He's on the point. Amp in 3 seconds. Amping.
Diva's out of map.
Get out of my Diva. She's low.
She's down.
Good job. Alright, get back on point. I did not
He's behind us. He's always behind.
I heard him, but too late.
Farah's behind you guys.
I must reclaim my honor.
I'm trying to contest.
My ultimate is
Okay, I'm
ready.
dead.
Stop the Yuga wagateki wo kurau!
Oh, let's see if he gets anyone.
Nice. Good Diva.
Marked by the dragon.
I'm speed boosting to expect point.
Alright, got him.
Please pick up you. We need that race.
Someone's trapped.
Okay, so this is good.
Get this Zenyatta. He's way out of place. Good job.
The dragon awakens.
See if you can stagger one of them if possible.
It's possible they can queue against each other, Aereo. I'm not sure how the...
Right.
You know, I'm not the greatest when it comes to understanding the queue system in Overwatch, but I'm sure mismatches like that happen all the time. The SR difference would only be like 400, so it's not that big of a difference.
Yep, Farah's behind us. Farah's behind us.
Alright, get this fair.
Okay, she's in front of us now.
I have my shatter. I'm
I
gonna
knew-
use the next fight.
I knew it.
Careful.
Keep eyes on. No, she's above us. Right above us. That's 2 ultis.
Yo, I'm gonna die here. Yep.
Alright.
Use 3 LPs there.
Not much you can do against that except for, you know, killing people.
They use Diva, Pharah,
We
Soldier.
didn't use any ults, so that's good.
Or not Soldier, Junkrat. So they probably have Soldier, Zen, and Mercy.
I tried that bad spawn.
I'm gonna speed boost to fight back.
Alright, good.
I'm having a hard time climbing that wall.
Graviton.
There you go. That wall's a lot easier to climb.
With tank ults, we have Riptire and we have Res.
Nice count.
Alright, Capital.
Thank you.
And this Hanzo's doing pretty good. I was wondering why you'd pick Hanzo, but hey, if you can land shots with it.
Shatter.
Dragon.
Shatter.
I'm waiting.
Or no.
Good shots. By this time, I would be,
I'm gonna focus the Zenyatta.
as a player, you should just mentally understand that Progress as a player likes to flank a ridiculous amount.
Good job, get Liz. Get Junk Guy. Junk Guy, he's on point. Good job.
I have Dragon ready.
So just be aware of that all the time.
Steve Mercy.
This is just where I would be,
I'm gonna amp
like when you start downloading opponent information. Seeing player habits, stuff like that.
Watch better.
Someone's to your left. Yeah, soldier's right behind you.
They're flanking behind. They're flanking behind.
Yep.
At least 3 of them.
Two is. I ulti to counter that.
Heading.
Cabo, you way ahead.
Dive that
No one
soldier.
will.
Yep.
Soldier's in
Actually,
library.
Hanzo had the right idea.
One back.
I'm dead.
He's going high.
Okay, Luis.
We can get this diva out of
Actually, if your entire team,
Figure a 5 round.
Push back.
so this is one of those times where if your entire team pushed forward here, as they all flanked, you could have just all 6 of you just sat on the cart and forced them out.
I mean, soldier.
Everyone had gone.
But because you guys, the way you broke up from the flank was separate, that's what actually led to that loss.
My ultimate is ready.
If we can try to just target the diva, we can get the diva out of mech. I can grab.
Yep. Alright, let's go.
Alright.
I'm
Alright.
speed boosting Jod back to point because he is grab.
I'm ulting
Test
behind.
I watch that.
Right,
Dragon
right,
from
right.
behind.
Alright,
Soldier's left, be careful.
I can use that a mech right now because ulti might want to grab.
you gotta get up there. You can.
I killed diva.
Oh, you gotta get up there soon.
Alright, Jod, grab. Oh wait, no.
They're not.
I'm down.
Alright, I'm amping on point.
So you did have a way up there.
Incredibly.
There was a like right here. There's a wall before the bridge, and that's where you needed to climb up because they had 2 people up here.
Bad.
The first thing you gotta do is reclaim that high ground.
Behind.
As a Hanzo, that is something you should definitely do, right? You have the wall climb ability, so it's incredibly easy for you to get up there, take a couple of pot shots, and head back down.
Soldiers on high ground.
I'm back.
Yep. See how you guys are already posturing super far back? I mean, look, they own up to this area. This is what I mean by, like, spreading out. You guys have to push up here. So, like, you're good up here, but everyone has to kind of claim this area forward.
Can you play any hit scan?
I can sort of play free.
We might want to do with that better. Oh, good, down, never mind, alright, we're good. Alright, focus this diva mech. So we can get that ulti out.
If I charge Diva, actually,
Oh.
that's too risky.
Bonafide, thank you for the 15 viewers.
Ah, damn. Didn't hit the ground.
If you do want to charge, though, tell me first, and I can probably.
Amping on
Okay.
point.
I was gonna say, you need to start using Scattershot a bit more. You have to basically use Scattershot on cooldown.
Watch that
Soldier behind us.
I had
The
ulti to death.
soldier keeps on getting up on you guys.
Good job, watch the ferry though, you're still...
Heroes never die.
Not bad, I mean, it's good shooting on the Pharaoh. You're definitely shutting him down.
Okay, try to get deep out of mech, which we still haven't used the charge. You all alone.
Up there.
No.
I missed. Fuck. That was
So again, the entire team's not holding the high ground.
30 seconds remaining. The payload is approaching
Down.
its destiny.
You got ult. That was a weird ult.
Fire at will.
But yeah, hold that high ground was your guys' demise there. By far.
One glitch about that round, if I can say, is Jod, you held onto your ulti all game again, just like the Pharah game on Dorado during practice.
Yeah.
So
The only reason I
So as a
did
team, you guys lost the high ground, and that
don't have a good
essentially because you couldn't take the high ground initially, and you guys were stuck in the corner the entire time, is why you lost that point. You have to push out, especially after you kill 3 or 4 of them. When you guys wiped them, like you didn't push up at all. Remember, you have to fill space. As soon as space is like, let me draw that point. What was it like? That's not the point. Here's the high ground. A little bit bigger square. Go Bob Rossing this up. Goes straight and then it goes around and then there's like that. So the entire time you guys were on this point, you never went past this point. In fact, I would just say you guys didn't go past this point. No one went high ground. No one went low ground here. No one went anywhere. So they got all of this space for free. And then because they knew what they were doing, maybe, they were taking the high ground. And they pressured from here, here, and above with Pharah. Now you can see exactly what I was talking about last game. Where it's like, oh, if you're a guy here, look how ridiculous these odds are. It doesn't matter if you make the right choice. You have to keep on doing it over and over and over. You're just going to lose eventually because of this. As soon as you killed them, you should have been here. And as soon as you have to punish them for walking up this area. But you didn't. You guys just kind of fell back immediately. And they got all this ground for free again. Or even up here, like, have someone up here and make it a fight. But again, you gave them the high ground. Whenever, in any map, in any point in time, pay people for walking distance.
Well,
If you can poop Zen on.
I got trapped. I got trapped. I'm speed boosting back to you guys.
I don't know where that Lucio got trapped at.
Yeah, just push it and pull him down. Get this Winston,
Don't get still on time.
Winston,
That's one of those times that Winston... Alright, good, you got him. Winston jumped in alone, he should be dead.
down from the bridge.
he's not on here.
Focus down the Diva. I'm down.
Again, as a Hanzo, you were not using your high ground.
Yeah,
I must reclaim.
You should be using left or right high ground constantly at this point.
Healing to contest that chunk guard.
mm-hmm.
That or Ana, but I'm not. Yeah, I don't know.
There you go. There you go.
Also, make sure you call out your discords. Focus this Diva.
Get the whole... There. Here you go. And that happens.
Okay, Diva.
But at least you went to try to pressure it. But the Diva... Not the Diva. The Winston Pharah... That's when you need to call it out. Your guys, Pharah's flanking left side. So is Winston.
Yeah, just...
That was the weakness I told the last... When you were on defense, I was like, this is what you have to do to...
like focusing.
take advantage of it.
Diva on point.
The dragon awakens.
Yeah, it's because Riptide jumped in and then that happened. It's all good.
See through the dragon's eyes.
Alright, let's get this scav again.
Winston going left.
Here you go.
Watch the Winston jump. Riptide, don't jump in when you're in low health like that.
I had mercy.
Oh, okay.
Ultimate is ready.
Like, try to get this Diva out of mech.
Alright.
I'm flanking behind them with Dragon.
Okay, you talked to him about it? Cool.
Just be careful. Amping on point.
Perfect.
Nice.
Nice.
Guys, look at this Diva down. That way, Jod can hold.
Alright, that's good.
So that's why that was... I mean, yes, you did help get a pick with the Pharah. But remember, whenever you flank, it's not about getting a kill.
Tony.
Now, getting a kill is great, but it's about pulling resources off the choke.
Yeah,
which just makes
All this burst spam.
it makes the choke easier to take for the rest of your team.
Get the junk out.
My genius is finally recognized.
Why is she not?
Damn it! I
Yo,
should have been
Winston's behind.
smarter than that.
No!
Yep.
I hate being res right next to
Amp me on
a
point.
crap.
I'm purple.
So yeah, also don't be afraid to just run up the side of a wall sometimes.
Alright, focus Winston. Focus Winston.
Oh, Austin47, thank you again.
Watch Eve, I think
The
she's
subbing
long.
again because I learned so much from you. Well, thank you for the sub.
Nice, nice. Drop there from this guy. She's about half.
Good shot.
Good job. Nice.
I got the good spawn.
Nice.
I'm gonna go around
Junkrat
the
put a trap. Junkrat put a trap on
They're
the
both
bathroom.
sneaky.
Hey,
I'm gonna get Junkrat. Yeah.
yeah, can you go up and get
Behind us.
Thank you.
Good hearing.
Boom. Oh, yeah, get this amping point.
So if I wanted to mention from the other point of view, from like TeamChro1 progress, I know you're flanking a lot with this Pharah, but against a good hit skin, you're gonna be toast.
Alright, back up, back up.
Back out, back out.
It's
Yeah, man, I'm stuck in the low. I'm stuck in.
when you put yourself that out of position, you're gonna die.
Winston half.
Alright, right here with everyone.
Here, I want dragon now.
Alright, do you want to go behind? Watch that D.Va.
So also as a Hanzo, remember the whole top right is open to you. Climbing up this wall would really benefit your team.
I'm dead, by the way, too. Alright, I can't see what's going on, guys.
You gotta push up right about now.
60 seconds remaining.
You have to be aggressive sometimes.
I'm out of mech.
Try to focus the,
And I haven't seen you essentially have a clear shot on anyone on this entire point.
D.Va out of mech.
Here's the first shots that I've been seeing you get. Yeah.
D.Va mech about half.
I don't know.
Just sitting back and hoping to get picks won't work.
Amping point.
I don't know how to stay alive.
30 seconds.
D.Va's still in mech, guys.
Time is running out. Attack.
I'm dead.
Yeah, group. I'm gonna go on point on 10 seconds. Alright, I'm entering the point. I'm gonna dive on 5.
Get the payload moving.
Alright, speed boost to point.
You gotta get up there. You're already behind the team. That flank that you went on the right side and came back, that puts you like 3 or 4 seconds behind the rest of your team.
Point. Amping point, amping point.
Again, I don't think anyone on your team is went up top high ground.
I'm down.
Oh shit, we're still in this?
I'm holding, I'm holding.
Oh yeah, don't ever give up. Like if this was a match for $100 million, like you would not stop pressing forward.
Oh, I tried to touch. I was right there.
Nice try, guys.
Yeah, my biggest problem with
So, TeamChro1, what's your issue? You guys don't fucking care about high ground. Every single time you allowed the enemy to get encircle you and just get shit ton of kills. That's what they did for you on point 1, right? So as you guys were pushing through the choke point, you didn't take the high ground on the left side, and they would just come down on top of you and kill you. Point 3 on the defense, that's exactly what they did as well. As explained before. They kept on taking the far side, essentially encircling you and punishing you for giving all that free space. Yeah, don't. You have to keep enough pressure to know where the enemy's at, and if they ever just start freely walking, you have to make them stop. How about says this is from TeamChro2's POV mine? Sorry about the bad label. No, I know what it was from, but I was just saying. TeamChro2, like high ground seems to be your issue. You guys kind of just all sit on the choke point and kind of do your own thing. What's with the Team Crows? There's 2 teams on my Discord, and I just kind of help them out every now and then. But they play together. They yeah, I think they play 3 or 4 times a week together. One's it says here one's diamond and one's platinum level teams. But yeah, if there's any one thing I have to say about TeamChro2, high ground. TeamChro1 from the other video. Well, we already went over that. But from this one, progress, you're flanking a little bit too far away from your team and alone. The soldier flanked and the Pharah flanked alone. And I think in a normal game, you would get killed for that. Also, don't try stupider shit on people that you think is less skilled than you, because then you just make practice bad for everyone. Right? You're just a bad training partner at that point in time. Always give 100% and always like keep going at them, because all you're doing is, one, doing yourself a disservice because you're training bad things to do. 2, you're training them improperly and poorly because you're just being a shit training partner. So yeah. TeamChro2 is a lot chiller. I don't think there was any shot calling, more or less.
The game.
Yeah, I don't think. Actually, I would say there is no shot calling. And it seemed like you guys didn't have a plan. There was nothing. Like you guys were just like 6 people in Overwatch playing. Essentially, you guys were just like a pickup group. But remember, you're a 6 stack, not a pickup group. So, talk beforehand. That's the advantage of being a 6 stack, is that you can talk beforehand. You can have these strategies laid out. Like I told TeamChro1 this, it's just like every map you should have a plan for. You should have an initial plan for it. What you're going to do straight out the gates. Yeah. Progress gets very cocky when we play against TeamChro2. Yeah, he has to stop that. Elbow says, I normally the hits get DPS, but I was having an off night and I went Hanzo as a comfort pick. Yeah, it's fine. No, I don't mind the pick. You guys know me. I don't really care about the pick. Just like have a plan, and I mean like a vague plan. Like, all right, we want to push up to the choke point. We want to send a tank and a DPS top, and then we'll apply pressure from there. Like it's very vague, but it's still something to have. It's still something to talk about. It's a starting point that you need to have. It's better than just going, oh guys, we're just gonna try to get this point. Just everyone do what they want. Is this? And we get another one. Killer Pantaloons with the 313 sub. He says, woo! Go Chro. Thank you. Thank you for the woo. Woo! Yeah. Yeah. I think the Hanzo pick was fine. I think you're landing your shots. I mean, you're pretty accurate. You killed the Pharah multiple times. The last point you had a little bit of trouble, but I think that was a team thing. Most of your issues were not related to your pick and your skill level with said pick. It was about the overall tactics of the team. Would I prefer a stump loss where the player just plays poorly, or close loss where the player plays well? I usually go for a loss, and I don't want like a steamroll. I just want like a normal game where you lose. I don't want like, because some people send me reviews where it's like a 4-minute clip of them losing, and I'm like, well, I really can't tell you what to do about that. But I think that's that. And now we can go to... Who was it that I was supposed to wait on? Oh,